Hello, baby boy. Vivi, Buzz no space. Buzz no space. Oh, you're so soft. So soft. Good morning, Palin. How are you doing? Good morning, Hansen. Morning, Zara. It feels like it's suddenly gone today from, I've been doing the bunny's heat pads to all of a sudden I'm feeling Fifi's ears and thinking, oh, I need to start doing the ice pods again soon. It's just suddenly, it's still like back and forth a bit as it changes over, but I can definitely feel it in her ears, getting warm. Come on in, Bulba, and try to put on Saffron. How are you all doing? How we do? Bunnies, you've already got some in front of you. We don't want those ones, we want the new ones. Morning, Thomas. Good morning, Genius and Turkey and Hetland and Rob. Oh. And Mazira, thank you very much for the 45 months. Thank you. Very kind of you. Good morning, James and Dave and Hanny and David. Fifi, can I steal some of your tufts whilst you're distracted? I got a good few yesterday. Just sitting and going over it. Oh, Fifi. You got that one? There we go. There we go. But yeah, it's nice finally getting a bit of sunshine after what's felt like a very long winter. And it teasing. It's been teasing spring for a while. Morning, Megalomaniac. Having a sick day from work. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not feeling too well. It's lovely to have you here, but I also hope you are recovered very soon. Which one of you made that noise? That's like a doo. It makes writing emails much easier. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Hannah. Wait, it was Hannah, wasn't it? New Tom. I'm so terrible with names. Apologies if I misremembered. Good morning, Rob. There are still more if you want them, bunnies. I was blessed with a Gerry sofa cuddle the other day. And posted a little video of it on Instagram and Discord. Oh, that reminds me. There's so many things that I've not put. I only really use Discord as like a little memory thing for myself. I'm a bit behind with posting anything that I can look back on. Good morning, Derek. It is indeed handy. Oh, I remember. Yeah, we were wondering if, obviously don't say anything, but Kirsty and I were, because we're trying to plan comfort zone outings at the moment, and we were thinking like, oh, I wonder if we'll get to go back to Blue Cross this year. Because it was such a lovely trip. It's always just lovely seeing where, actually where donations go to and stuff, getting to visit and see all the goings on. Good morning, Limewood. Oh my gosh, speaking of hamsters, I had a dream last night that, having said so confidently that Artemis was like baby free, I had a dream that I went in to see her and baby started walking out of the nest, and I was like, oh no. It's like I spoke way too soon, but then I woke up and I was like, when you're in that sort of sleepy state of, did I dream that or was that real? I was like, no, it's fine. It was a dream. But yeah, Vivi's little bald patch is growing back now. So you don't see her little pink flesh. Good morning, Arnhall. Good morning, Asenta. We're governed hamster babies all over your bed, yeah. It's because in the last couple of days her behaviour's changed a bit, and part of me was thinking like, oh no, what if that does mean that she has just had the babies and that, because basically she's not coming out as much, and that would suggest like, what if she has just started nesting because the babies are there? Now I'm like, uh-oh. But I think it's just her being shy. I think it's probably more likely that I've been playing Repo and the noises have changed and I've spooked her a little bit, most likely. There are some thoughts upcoming. I'm currently surviving plan in Cardiff, and my Discord is Blue Cross Hannah. I'll make a channel. Ah, nice. Exciting. Look at this baby boy. Constant fear of drowning in jelly beans. Yeah, just because I have that thought of like, what if she did have babies and then I didn't notice because she's built her burrow directly down. So what if she had a baby and then the baby had to stay in there for long enough that they could then make more babies, and I just go in one day and there's just like 20 babies everywhere. But no, hopefully it'll be fine. I think she has just gone she was very shy to start with anyway. Well, actually, when they first rescued her, she seemed quite confident. I mean, she was a bit flinchy, but I guess the problem is because she didn't have anywhere to hide in her old cage that she was in. I guess it's difficult to tell because you think, oh, look, she's just out in the open. So you sort of naturally think, oh, that means she's very confident. But I guess really she just didn't have a choice. Whereas now she has plenty of places to hide. I guess she's able to use them a bit more, bless her. But yeah, she heard the Muttley laugh and worried that a comically competent cartoon hound is in the room with her. Do you know, originally the plan was to have the new hamster tank in the computer room, and I'm so glad we didn't, because bless her, I think she would have been terrified at every sound. But she's going to have her first roommate tomorrow when Kirsty comes down to stay for a night. I have said to Kirsty that she has to be a bit on the listen out to how much she's snuffling around. Although we're going to be out quite late, so she probably won't hear her very much, but Fauna told her not to be perceived. Fauna's hours seem to have changed, and I've not seen him as much recently. I got to give him a little sunflower seed the other day, but other than that, he's been I've just been hearing him when I've been in bed. I've not been seeing him. And every time I hear him get up, I'll sort of say like, hello, Fauna, so he knows that we're still there. But yeah, he just seems to be getting up a little bit either earlier or later, and I keep missing him. But yes. Rooney, is it your birthday today? Happy birthday. What have you got planned for today? Are you doing anything nice? Are you relaxing? Having cake, going for a walk? I hope it's a good one. Imagine living in a one house with huge open windows without curtains directly out onto the street. Yeah. Must feel very exposed being in those. And she only had like the tiniest bit of bedding as well. So she couldn't even like burrow down into it. She just had, it was just sort of enough to cover the bottom. Bless her. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I forgot something about Kirsty. Fauna and Artemis are in different rooms. They're it is unchill, relaxing mostly. Got work again tomorrow. Probably go out later for a walk and some food. Well, that sounds lovely. yeah, hamsters can get a bit funny if they can smell another hamster. So it's not ever really ideal to keep them in the same room, even if they're obviously separate tanks, but the smells can still sort of waft over a little bit. But yeah, I am not entirely sure what I have done with the birthday hat. I'll have to see if I can find it. Must be over on the sign somewhere. No sign of hamster beans at the moment. I think with the time limit, the only concerning thing is that I've not seen her wandering around recently. With the time limit, if she was going to have babies, she would have had them by now. So the only thing would be if it would have to be a very unfortunate series of events for her to have, for there to now be babies in there, I think. It would have to be everything being at its like utmost limit of her having them on the last day possible and then them appearing on the last day possible, sort of thing. Thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, so I think, touch wood, all is good. But I think the actual in the clear day will be 2 weeks from... Oh, hang on, what's the date today? What is the date today? The 26th. So it will be 2 weeks tomorrow, I think, will be the day of finally breathing a relaxed sigh. And going, she's actually fine. Because I've not noticed any difference in smell in the tank, and I've not noticed any difference in noises, because apparently baby hamsters are really noisy and stinky. You can just hear like little snuffly snores, but yeah, I can't hear anything, can't smell anything different. She does smell different too. What I remember Squeak and Julietta smelling like, which was one thing that did make me think, oh, would this be a sign of, like different hormones in the wee or something? Could that mean pregnant, like when I first got her? But geez, so far, so good. Not noticed any difference in the quantity of hamsters, which is often a very big telltale sign that they've multiplied. But yeah, I've been looking at the videos of the babies that did emerge, and oh my gosh, they are so cute. If we hadn't have taken an Artemis and we had a spare tank at the moment, I would have been so tempted to get one of the babies. How close do you need to get to smell her? Literally lift the lid off the tank and you will smell hamster. They're not really like they're not like ferrets where you walk into someone's house and you're just like, oh my gosh, have you got ferrets by any chance? But they are like, once you open the tank and like stick your head in to lean in to change the water or something, like just leaning forward, you can sort of smell a humpter. But they're not too bad. It's just one of those things where I guess because at the moment, like with Julietta, she was litter trained somehow, miraculously. She used to always pee in, we had this little sand dish that I would put in the corner and she would just wee in that. So then every couple of days I would just change that out for new sand and that was fine. Squeak was a bit different, but she would wee in a certain part of her burrow, and then when it got too wee, she would literally just like kick it out the door of her burrow, and I would just find a pile of stinky bedding that I would just scoop up. I'd replace it with a new handful. She'd take that into the nest, and then that would be fine. And obviously, you'd do like a big change every few months anyway. But that worked as like a little cleaning system for her. So every hamster's different, really. Whereas fauna, I think Robrowski's are a bit like this. He just poos everywhere. You just find just poops all over the shop. So I think it does come down to a difference in general behaviour of breed boys and girls, and then just the individual Hampter as well. I've not seen any poop or pee from Artemis at all, so I'm going to guess that she's a nest peer. And at the moment, she could possibly be like a little bit more stinky because she's not got enough. She doesn't actually have the right amount of bedding that she should have, just because of being on pregnancy watch. Obviously, if you've got babies, you don't want to have to be having to look out for signs underneath 30 centimetres of bedding. So at the moment, she's only got about, she's still got like a good 7 inches of bedding. It's just enough for her to be able to sort of make a little burrow in. But yeah, not as deep as it should be. So that's what my job will be in however many weeks' time, when we are definite that there's no babies. I can go in, give her a little clean, and give her a proper tank for her to really explore in, which will be nice. Morning, Monday. But yes, you have to be careful not to do it too soon, though, because you're never meant to go digging around for hamster babies. Because if you do that, if you disturb the nest at all, you can be in, the mum will just eat them territory, which isn't territory you want to go into. So yeah, it's very much hands-off Hampter at the moment. I just go in, I change her water, I talk to her if she's there, and I scatter her food about, and I moisten the soil so that it's still nice and damp for her to dig around in, and then that's it. That's me, hands off. I will like hand her some tofu or something because she likes tofu, just to let her know I'm not spoopy. I got to do, there was an old Hampter trick for bonding that I'd forgotten about that I did for a while, where basically to get them used to the smell of you, you can get like some bedding, or I did it with some bamboo toilet roll so that would be like safer for her tank, because sometimes tissues and toilet rolls aren't safe, but this stuff is. But you basically put it in like not the stinkiest, but you put it in sort of like what you would consider a sort of stinky part of yourself. So you tuck it under your armpit, or just somewhere that it's gonna get like body smell, and you just keep that there for a while, and then you put that bedding in with them, and it sort of means that they get to know your smell in like a safe environment. So I was doing that the other day, and I just completely forgot that I had this like I got to the point where I was getting ready for bed, and I was just like, why do I have tissue just like tucked down my top? And I was like, oh yeah, it's for Artemis. It's the get to know you tissue. But it's just like, because obviously you want them to get to know your voice and your smell, and associate them with not being spoopy. So you have to use very gentle voices and just let them gently get to know you. Mr. Hamsterhoff took a bit of apple from my hand this morning. Ah, that's good. That's good. Because, yeah, I mean, imagine if you were in a new place and all of a sudden, like, a hand the size of your entire body suddenly reached down from your ceiling. Like, I think they're in their right to be a bit spooked. Bless them. Especially with the conditions that they've come from. You know, I can't imagine they've been particularly socialised at all, so it is nice. Oh, look at you. That Willem Dafoe gif, yeah. That is very much a look that hamsters get. Even if they're really happy, they still just manage to look completely stunned by everything. Oh, Gerry, something got up your snuffer. I was thinking I need to nebulize you this morning. Don't I? I do. You get them sniffs out. Skylar, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you. But yeah, it takes some hamsters, I mean, it's just hello, longer than others. Would you like big apple stick? I found a really chunky apple stick and I thought you might be interested. You don't have to be. You just want treats, don't you? Don't you? Yeah. Big crunch. Oh, Fifi. I have a plan for this eventuality. I have second big apple stick. You can both have big apple stick. Yeah, there's a good nibbly part. Get all in there. There you go. Now, whilst you're nibbling those, maybe I could go find the hat. I had a baby hen who was so skittish she rolled on her back and screamed after I opened the lid. That is genuinely why Squeak was called Squeak, because when she was in her foster care, she I remember when the the rescue brought her over and they were just like, just so you know, she's not in danger, but she is a screamer. I was like, what? I didn't even realise hamsters could scream. And then we got her and she just, apparently if you just, they just picked her up and she was just like, ah! So I think I only heard her scream like once, but it is a strange noise. It comes from such tiny little humpters. Does Gerry have asthma? No, Gerry has a very strange condition that's actually more common in guinea pigs. Older guinea pigs. That he basically has this like crystallization that's occurred in his nasal passages. And occasionally it just causes a bit of irritation and then he'll start sneezing. So you nebulize and that helps to clear it out a little bit when it gets particularly bad. So he does get nebulized every now and then when he's particularly snuffy. But between him having that and Fifi having her eye problem, I think we're still doing, I mean, touch wood, I think for the ages the Banus are, we're still doing pretty good. Because they, you know, as they get older, they do get more problems. But I think, thankfully, as long as they're still happy. Good morning, Kino. How are you doing? Okay. hopefully they're enough into apple sticks now that I can go and find the hat. Good work, Gerry. Don't get distracted. Gerry, did you get distracted? By any chance? Did you both get distracted? Hello. Oh, bunnies. More stick? No, just chin. It's been a while since we've got Fifi's eye flushed as well, so I was thinking maybe we should, she's just got apple stick still. No, just chin. Just chin. No nibble. Oh, there we go. Back to stick. I think Gerry's been really enjoying having the dig box, which has been nice because I literally made it for, I mean, obviously everything they get is for the both of them, but I did sort of make it for Fifi. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me, I had a really horrible dream about Fifi last night. That's upsetting. I'm glad that one's not real. Oh, you just want to share stick? Okay, can I get away with hat? Happy birthday, Rooney. Oh no. Oh, Fifi, I distracted you. Do you want this one? See if I can get one there for longer. Otherwise it can just be a bum hat. Happy birthday, Rudy. I hope you have a wonderful day full of lovely, cozy things. There we go. Oh, Gerry, no, it's okay. Look, stick. Yay! Morning, Callie. Oh, bunnies. Yeah, I had a dream that Fifi had. You know, sometimes when dogs get older and you start having like this sort of like benign dangly lumps. It's the only way I can think to describe them. You typically get it on like staffies and stuff. Those sorts of quite thin-haired dogs seem to get them more than others that I've seen. But oh, Gerry. The little, oh, baby boy. You're having a snuffy day today, aren't you, baby? It's okay. We can nebulize you after. But yeah, I just had a dream that Fifi had like, I was watching her walk along and she had like 3 on the underside of her and I was just like, oh, that's not right. I just had a panic moment. Oh, well done. Well done, baby boy. Morning, cow. Oh, am I annoying your ears? Have I tickled them? But yeah, so I originally made the dig box more as a Ffion thing. But every day I come downstairs and Gerry's got soil in his mane. And I caught him coming out of it yesterday. So he definitely was in there. And there's been not like big digging happening in there, but like a little bit. A subtle hint of digging. So hopefully he's been making the most of it. But really it was a it was trying to get Fifi to, because she used to really like the dig box before. He is a bun and he's digging a hole. He's becoming a little bunny dew, little Simon Bunny Dew. But yeah, I guess as long as the both of them like it, that's fine. I was just hoping it would be good to help Fifi lose a little bit of her weight and muscle up a bit more. Although, that being said, at the vet the other day, I think she had lost a little bit. She wasn't as much as I thought she was. So, yeah, I guess whatever we've been doing has been working a bit. But one thing I do need to do, I mean, sadly, Gerry had lost weight as well, which isn't ideal because he's already a tiny baby boy and he needs to be putting more on. But I think I need to either buy a new one or see if I could get the old scales working so that I can measure Gerry every week and just keep an eye on him. Because one of the first signs of something going wrong is like rapid weight loss. And because he hadn't been weighed in since October, I think. They were saying if he lost that amount of weight in a short amount of time, it's dangerous. But if it's just been over those months, it's not as bad. So I do need to keep more of an eye on his weight. Needs more Nana, yeah. It's just really difficult to... Because the problem I've been having is... One vet said to give him like critical care stuff to try and improve his weight, which is this syringe-fed food. But then another vet said, no, don't do that. You can just up his pellets. So I upped his pellets. And then because he was having more pellets, he started doing more Cicatrose that he wasn't really reaching. And he started just leaving toffees like all over the place. So obviously that's not ideal either. And I'm just like, it's just finding that right balance. And it's been a bit of a messy process so far. Trying to feed him up a little bit more. But good morning, Woods. How you doing? And thank you for the sub yesterday. Sorry I didn't say it at the time. I was deep in repo. But she did say that basically good for a bunny on the bunny chart is like good body size is 3 and that he is between 2 and 3. So he is still within like... The problem is now that every time the vet sees him, they always say like, oh no, he's doing well for his age. And I'm just like, why have you added for his age? But it is reassuring that for now he's all good. How's yourself? I'm good, thank you. I just always worried. It's part of parenthood. Always concerned. I need to think of other ways to try and get Fifi a bit more active, moving around. I mean, she does run around a lot as it is. I think the problem is because I have been out a lot recently. Like they've been locked in a bit more as well. And trying to keep Gerry active as well, because I think he does just like to sit a bit more now. Oh, Pandora's 16 next month. Oh my gosh. I saw a video of a cat earlier, just before stream, who was 20, and he was very crispy, bless him, but still very lovely, still beautiful. Love how dapperly his cheeks look at the moment. He actually has such like an interesting pattern on his fur. But I always just tend to think of him as being the same colour all over, but he's actually a lot more dapperly than I give him credit for. How old do bunnies get usually? It very much depends on the size of the bunny and the breed of the bunny. So, but generally, 8 to 10 years or 10 to 12 years is considered good. You get the larger bunnies who can only be like 5 to 6 years, just because it's same with like big dogs. They've just got, their bodies are under that bit more strain and pressure. And you do get animals who are more like susceptible to various problems, like lops will tend to be more susceptible to ear problems and dental disease and that sort of thing. But yeah, lion heads with uppity ears. I mean, I saw one that got to like 13 years. I used to follow on Instagram. My partner's bun Holly made it to 14. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. A very blessing. What kind of bunny do you have? So I've got one lion head with his little mane and a Rex. Rexes, for some reason, are given slightly shorter expectancy, but I don't know why, because they always seem like quite healthy, long-snooted bunnies. But I guess the problem is, like, a lot of the information that we have for small furries is, rodents and rabbits and such, is very skewed because of, just years and years of abuse and poor animal care and bad animal husbandry and stuff. Is because so basically insurers won't insure bunnies older than 5 because the average age of a bunny is so low because of just the sheer amount of just the sheer number of people who don't look after them properly. I have a Gerry leg. So a terrible fact is things like when people buy bunnies for Easter, so like pets for their children and stuff, typically, I think it's something like only 30% of those bunnies will make it past 1 year of age, because rabbits are the most abused animals in the UK, essentially, the most abused pets. And so that obviously drives down the average age quite significantly, and then insurers go 5 is old for a bunny, and it just isn't old for a bunny. It's just that when you look at the scale of things, because of people not knowing how to look after them, so because of that, I think a lot of people go like 5 to 8 is a life expectancy, and it's like, it really shouldn't be, because I mean, unless it is, like I said, an older bunny, it really shouldn't be considered old. Gerry is old as a 10-year-old bunny. I mean, as you can see, like, imagine Gerry 5 years ago. I mean, look how wonderful he is now. And imagine looking at him 5 years ago and going like, seen your bunny. Well, not like, I've seen your bunny, but like, that's an old bunny. It's like, no, he's not. He's just a little baby. Hello. But yeah, bitches. Can't wait to see what our uptake is from rehoming after Easter. Yeah, that's always the problem. And it's why I'm very much, I mean, this has just turned into a soapbox rant now, but it's why I'm so against, places like, just the selling of live animals in pet shops should not be legal. It shouldn't be something that people can spontaneously be like, I bought a hamster. Because it's like, essentially, you're now responsible for a life. And, also, you might have 7 hamsters in your lifetime. For that hamster, that's their one chance, sort of thing. Like, people should be see it as more of a responsibility. That it shouldn't be like buying chewing gum, just a bit of a impulse purchase. Goldfish have a similar problem. Oh geez, yeah. I just remember growing up and seeing, typically people would have just the little goldfish bowls or the tiny little tanks without any and entertainment was the word, enrichment. And it's one of those things that I look back at the first bunny I ever had, and I remember renting a book from the library that was the only book on how to look after bunnies. And everything I learned in that was pretty much wrong that I know now. And obviously everyone's still learning. And I don't think that people intentionally, I think it's a rare few people who are intentionally doing things wrong. I think it does just come from a lack of general education about what it takes. Because, when you grow up and everything you see is just like bunny goes in hutch. If I buy a toy bunny, it comes with a toy hutch and I put them in there. So people just don't realize that is, because that's just like how it's done. Or, you buy these hamster cages. And especially when you've got something like Pets at Home saying, this is a hamster cage. Like, why would you not think you could go into a specialist pet shop and trust their information? Like, of course you're going to think, well, they must know. They're the pet people. So why would they sell something inappropriate, sort of thing? It's, it needs to come down from a corporation level rather than blaming individual people, sort of thing. It shouldn't be made available. Is buying pets common? I've been to places that sell pet accessories, but the animals are always up for adoption and not for sale. Yeah, Pets at Home will generally have, the one in Bristol has, I think it's got about 4 different places for bunnies and guinea pigs, or 5 or more. And then about 10 or so hamster/rat tanks. And then it has one that will say up for adoption. And it will usually be like a ratto or a hompter or maybe day goose. But yeah. But yes. Look at you. In an ideal world, if I was in charge of the world, if I could rule things, forget about the economy and all of those sorts of things, because goodness knows what's going on with that. I would focus on animal care. People would have to pass a test for looking after any animal. You'd have to have a hamster license to show that you had done all of your research. There wouldn't be any because it's one of those things that things like, hear me out on this, because obviously this is going to sound like a terrible bad thing, but I don't think things like responsible breeders aren't, in an ideal world, they aren't inherently bad, because it would be an ideal thing to have someone who actually knows what they're doing looking after. Oh, Gerry. It's okay. Big snuffs. This baby boy getting nebulized after this stream. You can hold out 10 more minutes and then you're going in your hot box. You're going in your little hot box. He'll just have a little summon that he needs to snuff out. He usually just suddenly gets a big lump. And he'll just be like, "Fwatu." Can you get it? You cannot get it. Is it gone? There we go. No. No. Oh, that's sounding bigger. Big lump. Sometimes he just gets into a pattern with it and, oh, okay, the double-handed snoot wipe usually indicates he's had his little snuff. He snuffed his snuffles. No. He's having a think about it, aren't you? You're having a think. Do you have anything in your snoot? Can I see? Can I see your snoot, Gerry? Not seeing any lumps or anything. You just got a tickle. He got a tickle. Would you like some broccoli to distract you? Yes. Fifi! Fifi! Oh, there you go. Don't get distracted. Gerry, no. Terribly timed. Oh. Fifi. Can I have that? There you go. Oh, Gerry. Oh, baby boy. What a little guy. So Hannah, I agree. It makes me despair. All I can do is try and spread as much knowledge as I can, what little knowledge I have, and sign as many petitions as I can, really. But yeah, as I was saying, I think in an ideal world where there wasn't a need for rescues and stuff, having like licensed, knowledgeable, ethical breeders would be the way forward. But obviously in the situation we're in now, having, you know, hobby breeders and people just breeding for profit and blah, 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 that is like a nightmare situation to be in. But people who would be doing things like, you know, like how they're trying to do things like fixing pugs. I think it's more of a thing that is happening in the Netherlands, maybe, but people trying to, you know, get pugs back to being healthier. And just having the same sorts of things with, like, you know, bunnies not having... I've seen some awful, like, because I obviously, surprise, I love bunnies. So I get suggested a lot of things on Facebook that are like, oh, here's a picture of bunnies for you. But sadly, it'll be from breeders, and they've bred their faces so brachycephalic that their like noses are behind their eyes and stuff, and I'm like, it's just so cruel. And obviously what happens is a lot of people will be like, oh, that bunny is cute, they're from a breeder, they must know what they're doing. They get them, they wind up with thousands of pounds worth of vet bills, and then they get surrendered to rescues. And it's such a nightmare, because like every single rescue I know at the moment is having to turn animals away all the time, just because the scale of the problem at the moment is just so massive that it's a very stinky situation at the moment. Bye bye, Kaino. Have a very lovely day. Look after yourself. Be good. But yeah, the licenses, I mean, it's something like you don't need to have, I can't remember, don't quote me on this because I can't remember the exact thing, but it's something like you only need to have a license for breeding bunnies if you're having over 3 litters a year or something. And I'm like, that means that anyone off the street can get 2 bunnies and make like 30 other bunnies every year, unregulated, unlicensed, and not have to have any checks as to like spaying, vaccinations, whether they're going into good homes, all of that stuff. And it's nightmarish that people don't have to have any sort of safety on that. I think it's slightly fewer for dogs and cats. I think more regulations have come into place for dogs and cats now, but it's still very much lagging behind where it should be. But yeah, I have seen once the conditions that the hamsters bred for pets at home are kept in, and it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. And it's not, I think if people could actually see that sort of stuff, they might. Because like, one thing I've noticed, ever since starting fostering hamsters, the reaction of people generally when I say that is like, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you could foster a hamster, because I guess they're just so used to them just being like, a thing that you buy for your children, and they live for a couple of months and then they do something that they don't realize is terrible sort of thing. And it's yeah, I think just trying to spread the idea that, do you still have baby Humpter? Our little baby is very grown up now. We got a baby fauna when he was actual baby, but he's over a year old now, bless him. And we've got Artemis, who must be just under a year, I think. But yeah, 2 Humpters. But yeah, I feel like I've gone on a very big depressing rant, and I'm sorry. But also, it do just be the facts of the situation. And it's good, I think it's good to know more about these things. It's, time just flew by, I know. I couldn't believe when Fauna turned 1. Just a little guy. Still a very tiny little guy. But yeah. Oh, honestly, Sahana, like, one of my biggest... the time that I feel my body be at its tightest is when I'm in a pet Uber on the way to the vet and they say, oh, you've got bunnies. There's a pause. I used to have bunnies, and I'm just like, oh God, now I'm just going to hear about some horrendous story. And it's never like, oh yeah, I had bunnies and they had their own room and they lived for 12 years and it's always just like some horrendous thing about like, oh, I had a bunny and they got out and a fox got them, or oh, their fox broke into their hutch that I kept, and they're just like, please, please don't tell me. I don't need to know. Just stop. It's like the last one was a guy being like, oh yeah, we had 2 bunnies and we didn't realize that they were a boy and a girl, and then we had 12 bunnies and then we didn't separate them in time, and then more of them got pregnant, and I was just there like, just go to a happy place. Just don't think about it. Or like, I had a hamster and I put them in a hamster ball and they fell down the stairs and blah, 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 blah. You're just like, stop. Stop. Hamsters, oh, new year. Hamsters are a lot. We got one and the place told us, oh, that's quite a typical thing. Usually with Rorowskis or Russian whites, they say like, oh, no, they can stay in together. But very often they could not. They still fought, so we had to separate them, and I built another huge cage and kept them separate. And now they are happy. Yeah, thank you for doing things right by your little hamsters, because they do need more space than people give them credit for. Yeah, I know, my sleeve is so fluffy. Don't have pets and wear black. That's the first rule that I never abide by. I mean, you do hear like the odd cases of like, usually it's accompanied by, there was a crazy lady who lived on my road and she had a bunny and she let them have the whole garden with she built them a massive enclosure. They could run free, and I'm just like, that's not crazy. That's standard. That's what they should be doing. Just get black fur pets. That's what we did. That does make sense. Although Fifi is pretty, like, she still molts white floof. And to look at her, you wouldn't think, like, Gerry, you can understand. But with Fifi, where's it coming from? Oh? Gerry, you need to turn around to look at me, otherwise you're gonna fall over. You can't fall over. Had a small F. Gerry, this is you. I have become half you. You just remembered that you had broccoli, didn't you? Oh, baby boy. Where did it go? You let Fifi eat it. That's where it went. Oh, baby boy. Off he goes. Well, oh no, I just inhaled a big handful of Gerry floof. I guess it's time for me to head off before I climb onto an even bigger soapbox and continue my rant. But yeah, generally, should we go and see the otters? Generally, if you're going to look after what is actually a life, then do research. And that's about, hello, Cosy. Good morning, my love. Yeah, just do your research and make sure you keep updating that research as well, because there's new things always discovered. And I probably should do those emails. Would you be happy if I Discorded you about a comfort zone visit? Yes. And I'm speaking for Kirsty as well. Yeah, that sounds lovely. That sounds very lovely. Fifi is a orb. Sorry for my big rant. I hope I've not set your days off to a bad start. But you can see lots of people who do care for animals. There is a positive side to all of this, with the wonderful work that rescues do. And lovely people who look after their animals with the love and care they deserve. But yes, everyone, take care of yourselves as well. because you're all animals too. And I shall speak to you all soon. I'll be back at 2 for Luma Island. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Fifi, do you want to come say bye-bye? Fifi. 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 She's like, I know you don't have any food. Why would I come and say hello to you? Fifi. Fifi. Nope. Nothing. Thank you, cow. Bye-bye. A boop.